such a fun day. It's just another Maddie Monday. Welcome to Maddie Monday. And this week's theme was movie night. Rebecca over at Rebecca's Cloud Kids Nursery, who is the originator of Maddie Monday and the hostess, we're going to watch her mom's story, Nanny's story, about Milo the Scarecrow. So there was a video on September 9th that was the original story that she read, that Nanny wrote, and then on the 10th there was the animated little version that Rebecca made. So let's dim the lights and get started.
And today's story, it's Milo the Scarecrow. And here is Nanny's picture that she drew for it. Are you ready, Olive? She says yes, she's ready for Nanny's story time. Milo was a new scarecrow, freshly made by Mr. Farmer Brown and his wife, Mrs. Farmer Brown. He had his new plaid shirt on and starched and ironed by Mrs. Farmer Brown. He wore Mr. Farmer Brown's old straw hat with a new hatband and a sunflower. He had patches on both of his jeans and shirt. Finally, Mrs. Farmer Brown sewed black buttons on his face and was stuffed with fresh hay that smelled sweet in the warm sun. Oh, I can just imagine being there. Milo was very happy. Milo had just one problem. What in the world is a crow? He asked himself. Then suddenly a big black bird landed on his arm. Hello, said the bird. What are you? I'm a scarecrow, but I don't know what a crow is, Milo said. Oh, they are mean little thieves, the crow said, shivering as if afraid. The crow looked around and seeing a little sparrow pointed with his wing and said, There's one now. Milo shrunk back as he watched the sparrow fly out of sight. Ooh, I know, scary. How can I scare it when it flies so fast? Milo asked the crow. Now, out of sight on a tree limb was a little bee. She sat and listened to the crow as he fooled Milo. The crow was saying, Oh, you have to watch them. They are tricky. Milo nervously searched the sky for more of the sparrow crows. How would I scare them? Milo asked. You have to say, boo, if the crow comes close to you. The crow chuckled to himself under his breath. But I am to protect the cornfield. If I say boo to one, how would the other crows get scared and leave? Milo asked. Oh, the one you scare will fly with a warning. Fly, fly! And the other crows will leave. The crow smiled at how clever he was. The bee couldn't believe what the crow was telling Milo. Then a plan came to her. She flew up into Milo's face. Milo jumped. Then the bee landed on Milo's arm by the crow. Oh, I'm afraid of bees, Milo said, waving and swinging his arms wildly as he screamed, Bee, bee! This frightened the crow that flew up calling a warning. Fly, fly! He's a crazy scarecrow! Fly, fly! The black cloud of crows flew out of the cornfield and out of sight. The bee flew off, laughing because the joke was on the crow. And Milo, he just smiled because he happily now knows what a crow is. That is.
Was created on a warm fall day by Mrs. Farmer Brown and stuff with new hay. Put in the cornfield to guard and protect. Those pesky crows have not met their match yet. Milo the Scarecrow, all brand new, so new he didn't know what to do. Poor Milo the Scarecrow. Milo wondered what is a crow, when all of a sudden in a flash this blackbird landed on Milo's shoulder. The honeybee gasped and couldn't believe that old crow could not be any bolder. Milo the Scarecrow, all brand new, so new he didn't know what to do. Poor Milo the Scarecrow. Now that honeybee, just as sweet as she could be, flew over to Milo with a plan in the upper hand. She looked at the crow and then said, Boo. Milo jumped with the fright. Fly, fly, screeched the crow as he flew overhead. There's a crazy scarecrow, that old crow said. Milo the Scarecrow, all brand new. Now he was happy, he knew just what to do. Milo the Scarecrow, Milo the Scarecrow. Milo smiled as the crows flew past. But now he knew what a crow was at last. Thank you, honeybee, a true friend indeed. Come back anytime, now with your help I will be just fine. Milo the Scarecrow, Milo the Scarecrow, Milo the Scarecrow.